Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Today I want to show you how to make a very simple dish. It's a stewed cabbage with hot dogs. When I was growing up, we called this dish a poor student's dinner. I guess because the ingredients are very simple and on the budget, and you really need just several ingredients. The star of this dish is a cabbage, and you will need one large head of cabbage, and in my case I'm using two small ones. You're also going to need some hot dogs, and of course these days we try to be healthy and all, so I'm using organic beef hot dogs, but in my student years it was a 99 cents a package hot dogs. You will need two large carrots, also 2 medium onions, 4 to 5 cloves of garlic, and then you're going to need 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, which we're gonna balance up with 1 teaspoon of sugar. The spices are usually just salt and pepper, but today I'm gonna use 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper, 1 teaspoon of coriander, half a teaspoon of chili pepper, half a teaspoon of anise seeds, and 1 bay leaf. We're gonna start by chopping up the cabbage, and there are different ways you can actually chop the cabbage, but I find this way the most efficient and the better looking in the dish. We're just gonna go around the cabbage head and chop it like this, as you can see, sort of in the julienne style. And then of course if it's gonna get too long, you just have to cut it in half. And then of course you can continue with the pattern of julienne style and cut your onions in half moon shape, but I don't like a big chunks of onions, so I'm just gonna cut it into little cubes. Then we're gonna shred 2 large carrots, and as you can see I have this tool that shreds them in a julienne style, but you can use the cheese grater and use the large side of the cheese grater. And then you need to slice up your hot dogs, and here's the deal with the hot dogs: don't slice them too thin, because as you would fry them they will curl up, so just half an inch thick would be fine. Then we need to slice up the garlic, and you can actually use the garlic press or you can just simply mince the garlic, but I think I'm just gonna slice it like this because that's what I remember we did. We didn't have any fancy tools like garlic press, so the little slices are just gonna be fine. To finish our dish and to add some freshness to it, I'm gonna use some fresh dill, and that one came from my herb garden. We're just gonna chop it up. In a large cast iron wok, I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of avocado oil and 1 tablespoon of butter. I'm gonna heat it up and add our onions. We need to saute the onions until they're slightly brown. And when this happens, we're gonna add our sliced garlic and cook it for just 1 minute or so. Then add your shredded carrots and cook it until just soften. When the carrots are softened up a little bit, we're gonna start loading the cabbage, and it does look like it's a lot of cabbage, but it's gonna wilt down, so we're just gonna load it up in portions. I'm gonna add half of the portion, wait for it to wilt down, and then when this happens I'm gonna add the rest. We're just gonna close the lid and let it steam for about 5 minutes. After 5 minutes of cooking time, we're gonna mix it all together, make sure all the ingredients are evenly distributed, and then we're gonna add all the spices, and adding the spices also will help down a little bit with this wilting down process. We're gonna close the lid and steam it for another 5 minutes. After that, as you will see, the juices are gonna start appearing in your cabbage, and at this point we're gonna add our tomato paste, because it would be much easier to distribute it evenly throughout the cabbage, and the sugar added, so it takes down of this acidity in the tomato paste. Add your bay leaf, close the lid, lower the heat, and steam it for another 10 minutes. In the meantime, we're gonna fry up our hot dogs. We're gonna add about a tablespoon of cooking oil on a large skillet, and we're gonna start frying up our hot dogs. We need to fry them on both sides. They just gonna look better and taste better when they just pre-fried like that. And using the knife, we're just gonna flip them on the other side and fry them up on the both sides. And of course, there are different variations to this dish. You could use Polish kielbasa, you could use any types of smoked meats, but it wouldn't be a poor student's dinner after all. Then we're gonna check on our cabbage. As you can see, it's completely wilted down and it looks very nice and the color is beautiful. Now we need to add our fried hot dogs to it and mix it all together. And to bring a little bit of freshness to this dish, we're gonna add some fresh dill to it, mix it around. We're gonna close our lid for the last time and then just cook it for a couple more minutes. And we're ready to dig in. And I can assure you, you're absolutely gonna love this dish. I hope you like this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye.